Hello, it's Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your brand new Flagstaff E-Pro 20 FBS travel trailer. I'm just going to walk around it, show you how to use a few things so you can get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and things to think about when you're parking. On your campsite, you want to leave plenty of room for this awning. On your off campsite, besides a little bit of room for your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Yours are actually going to be all located toward the rear of the unit. Your power is going to plug in on the rear driver's side or off camp side of your trailer. And then your docking stations around the rear of the unit up toward the campsite. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you do is level your unit. Your unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply raise or lower the unit until you're level. Now, should you lose power, under this rubber stopper right here, remove your bike rack, put that hand crank down in there, and that'll get this up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts every now and then, make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Once you do have your unit level, next thing you'll do is stabilize it. All four corners of your unit have these stabilizing jacks. There's a little safety hatch here. You can clip that on, but unclip that, crank that to the right about 2-3 times, just enough to get in there to that cotter pin. You can pull up on that, and that's going to release this leg to drop all the way to the ground. Now I am going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris sinking into hot blacktop. Grab you a 4-pack of those with your 10% off coupon, put them down. Once you drop that, hand crank it just until it's taut. You'll watch that. Once it's pushing down, it feels like it's going to start lifting the unit, stop. Because remember, our unit's already level. We just want to stabilize it. Get it nice and stable. Get all four corners down. 2 in the back, 2 in the front. Then we hook up your power and water. A big long 30 amp cord. Plugs in here on the side. Kind of a pistol grip, goes in about 10 o'clock. Turn it to noon. Put that washer on. You're all set. Now, should you need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack will be a 30 to 50 amp reducer. It's power hooked up. Hook up your water. Again, your docking stations are on this back corner here. At campsites, you'll hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, grab your water pressure regulator. When it comes to your convenience pack, it's going to reduce it to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know the water pressure at different campsites, so always use these. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. Find your hot water heater. Yours is located toward the front on the off camp side. And all you're doing is making sure your drain plug's back in there. You may have left it out last time you went camping. So make sure that's in there nice and snug, and then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. If that hose has been on, go inside, open up the slide if you have to. I just need you to get in there and open up your water lines. Sinks, showers, open them up, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, shut them off, and then you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping. In that case, over here on the same side as your hot water heater is your freshwater tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply gravity fill this with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that when you're filling it up. Once it's full, put that cap back on there. And then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to that city water. That is already pressurized. Alright, we're all set to camp. We got power and water. Walk you around the rest of the unit, starting back here on the campsite, or off campsite. Docking light is that white one right there. Big pass-through storage. You do have a water filter you can hook up between your hose and the water source. Some tire gel for you. Your water hose clip for your hitch. On your hot water heater, if it doesn't seem to be working, come out here, look to see if either one of these are bubbled up. They are 12 volt and 120 resets. Simply press them back in. Usually where our fresh water is a freshwater drain. That's there. Next to that is where you'll store your sewage hose. On your slides, these wipers, you want to keep them flexible and pliable over the years. Sun can dry rot them over time, so they've got sprays that you can put on them, keep them nice and flexible and pliable. Off campsite here. Here's where we'll dump our black and gray tanks. We'll talk about those when leaving the campsite. Again, our power. Got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there several times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. There's where you're prepped for a backup camera. Over here in this little docking station, again, our city water connection. Up here is our tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. Here's where your inlet for your antifreeze when you winterize this. Cable hookup for campsites, satellite if you get one. This little outdoor shower here has a quick connect hose right here in your storage. Speaking of the storage, this is all access to your water lines, so you can bypass them. This table sets to your left. The griddle will be on this side. That griddle comes boxed with a quick connect hose and legs. I'm going to send you a video on how to put those legs on. Also over here, you've got some power, 110 out here, and our main low point drains right there, and quick connect LP. Flue for your furnace. A few things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace to your clear of it, it does get hot. And we also sell bug guards. Keep your pests out of there. There's a vent for your hood range, outdoor speaker. This will hold your entry door open. Extension for your bike rack, should you need it. And instead of your sand, you can put a wheel on here. Your propane does come on a regulator, lefty-loosey to open. Pointing toward the tank you wish to be using, or in the middle for automatic crossover. I like going a tank at a time. Now, coming down in here is your your battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector indoors. Alright, that about covers everything out here. Your Let's Go Arrow. There's videos on YouTube on that from Bike Wing as well. Let's check out the inside. Coming up in the unit, first thing I always like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. To my left, as you come in about waist height, is going to be your control panel. Here's where you monitor the levels of your fresh black and gray tanks and your battery. Awning, step, and interior lighting. Here's where you can connect Bluetooth so that you can monitor all your devices from this app. So download this app, you can do a lot of this from your phone. Here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked to gas. Your water heater if hooked to electric, it does make a difference. Choose correctly. Here's where you turn on your water pump to get to your fresh water. This is a tank heater. That's just a little 12-volt pad on your tanks that'll keep your tanks from freezing in inclement weather. Slide in and out, awning in and out. On your awning, I just want to mention, you only want to run your awning out until your flap comes down to 90 degrees and you can see your bar. If you run that out past that point, it will flip up onto itself, run itself up backwards onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Don't run it out further than you need to. I'm going to run that in. Here is your 110 with GFCI reset. Alright, continuing on the rest of the unit here. Behind your TV, I want to show you all the way up here by your cable. That green light that's on, when your TV's pulled out, there's a little button next to that. You want that light on at all times. That's your digital antenna. Speaking of antenna, so once you arrive at the campsites, go into your Connex ETV, go into the digital channel scan, and run a digital channel scan so that you can pick up all the channels in that are local. This also has Bluetooth, AM, and FM. I'll show you here. Switch this to FM, entertainment TV, and also Bluetooth. So This whole sound system is ran from, see if I can pick up the channel in here. Might be kind of hard. Let's see here. Inside this metal building might not pick up much, but there you go. So there's your sound system as well. Connex ETV. You've got a manual on that. Here's your manuals. Here's your tire pressure monitoring system. I'll make sure you get a video on that as well. Bluetooth solar controller. The whole purpose of this is to keep your solar panels from overcharging your batteries. Your only concern is to keep that on flooded, which is the type of batteries you have on it right now. I'll send you a short video from GoPower on how to use this. Self-explanatory microwave. Fridge has a nice lock on it for travel. Down below your fridge is going to be your breaker box and fuses. Got a variety in there. A handful of 15s, couple 30s, a 40. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Over here is going to be your carbon monoxide propane detector. That is 12 volt. So that's always running off your battery. Keep that in mind if you do go boondocking or dry camping with this. If you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect up front to keep this from running your batteries down. Not so much with the solar power on here though. The stove has a light and fan. Speaking of fridge, this is a disconnect for your fridge. That'll turn it on and off in case you want to defrost your fridge and not have to shut everything else off in the unit. This glass top makes a nice backsplash. Turn on your panel light, turn that to high, hit your spark, and that's how these light up. Same thing on your oven. Turn it to your flame, hit your spark here. You can usually see the reflection of the flame, and then turn it to your desired temperature. The oven light. Also, can opener, went through the TV, go through your thermostat here. Crank the air up in here real quick. Quick dump on those. You can open up to blast it all through the unit. You notice I'm going to shut that circle right through to off. The AC will shut off rather quickly. Now I'm going to turn on your furnace. Circle through to furnace, heat. Crank that up. There's return for that. We should hear that blast. There it goes. Now when I shut your furnace off, you'll notice that it does take about two minutes for that fan to cycle through before it shuts off. So I wanted to show you that to make sure you didn't think it wasn't shutting off. Up top here we've got a hand crank open power exhaust vent, 4 different levels. Plumbing to maintain. You're bouncing this up and down the road a lot. There's your access panel, square head screws. Get in there and keep an eye on things. Make sure we're not leaking if we're bouncing a lot. Shower miser system from AquaView. That will explain all that on here. Really cool. Allows you to not have to use so much water when you're out boondocking. This table piece here, simply pull on these levers to release. This whole thing will lift right up off here. Same thing here. Pull this knob to the left, release it, and that whole bar will come off here. Whole sofa will jackknife down. You can sleep on that. This is the emergency exit window. Push that straight out and yank that screen out of there. Charging ports and 110 on both sides of your bed, and storage here. That about covers everything in here. There's your smoke alarm. So let's act like we're leaving the campsite. Close the unit up. So besides going through what I call batten down the hatches, put away everything that you know you need to put away. See, that furnace just now shut off. So you see about the amount of time that takes. Turn to my control panel. Shut off all my interior lights. Look for any accent lights. None. So just turn on interior now. Say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Your vent in the bathroom's closed. This table is back out of the way so that you can get that slide in. Now here, simply hit in. Away it comes. Again, just make sure nothing's in the way to impede this. Shut off our interior lights and exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps, whether bringing them up or down, is to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this is going to catch on it. You see how close it comes going in. Your feet are also adjustable. Simply press in on this and that'll release these. Lock that in there so it don't bang against your screen here. Before you leave the campsite, lock, deadbolt, lift and turn this handle. Now say before you leave the dump station, because you're going to have to go in there and check the levels of your tanks as you're leaving. Alright, if we are out dry camping, come around to your freshwater tank, look up underneath that, and dump your freshwater drain. Bring up our stabilizing jacks, which return just as quickly as they do dropping. And now we're going to crank to the left, just enough to release our cotter pin. Pull that up. Now a couple more to the left brings it right up. Just that quickly. Latch on your safety pin. Very fast stabilizing jacks. And head on home to the nearest dump station, whatever you're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we'll unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly your dumps behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. You got a 10-foot hose comes to your convenience pack. Twist this end in, take the other end, put it in the dump, and pull our black handle. Once it sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank. If it shows empty or close to it, leave that handle open. Grab the hose at the dump station and come on around here to this tank flush. Put the hose up here, again emphasizing with that black handle open. Turn that hose on for a good 5 minutes and let it wash that nastiness out of your black tank. After 5 minutes or so, shut that. Check inside, make sure all that washout water you just put in there has drained. If it has, go ahead and close that black and pull your gray. Now your gray is going to be cleaner water, your sinks, your showers. While that's draining, come on here to your campsite. Get up underneath here, dump those low point drains. If we're not going to be camping for a while, you don't want to leave hot water in your hot water tank. Just come over here. First thing, lift up on your pressure release valve. Now be careful, some little hot water could come out of there. When that's done, push that down and then you can pull your drain plug. Again, being careful of the hot water. When that gray is done, take your sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it in your stinky slinky container here and head on home. Thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this E-Pro for many years to come. Happy camping.